I'm doing well, thank you.
And we're live on the internet! Welcome to tonight's stream of Reef, designed by Emerson Matsusuchi and published by Next Move Games, a subsidiary of Plan B Games. This is the next game in their 4-letter titled game series. Azul was the first game in that series. And yeah, we're gonna pretend like we haven't just shut down a stream where we played it for an hour according to the wrong rules.
Yep. All right, what am I doing? Ooh.
You're kicking the cameras.
I think you kicked it back into place.
Again, this is why I'm not a doctor.
Oh yes, thank you. All right.
So Steve has 49 points.
Yeah, Steve, we totally didn't play this and are just resetting it. So this game is a tile placement abstract strategy game where you are trying to get the most points, and the way that you get points is you complete patterns on these cards according to, well, the cards. So we are each taking bits of coral and building our own individual reefs, and we are doing that by acquiring cards. In addition, the cards let us not only build the reef, but they also let us score the patterns in the reef. So setup is super easy. Every player is going to get 3 sand dollars or points. Every player is going to get one of these reef boards. And then you're going to put out the number of coral pieces corresponding to the number of players you're playing with. If you're playing with 3 players, it's 24 pieces. 4 players is all 28 pieces. I can't remember how many 2 players is, but it's in the setup. You can look it up. Or Steve's just going to look it up right now, actually. There we go.
Use 18 of each color.
There we go.
So that's even less. That's 6 less than a 3-player game.
Patrick Dempsey.
John does have good hair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm at that point where I really want to cut it.
But you have you have Doctor Strange hair going on.
Yeah.
Where it's it's a little wild, but very carefully shaped.
Yeah.
But and then the graying is
streaks,
just right.
Yeah. It's like the makeup people have to do a lot of work to get it to look like you just rolled out of bed into superhero.
Our makeup department.
Yep.
That's why we don't look so great. They spend all their time on John.
True. I'm selfish.
It's part of his contract.
Just we're captive. Yeah, John's got the contract.
I will not come. I got no La Croix today, so I'm a little disappointed.
That's true. It's in his writer that he has to have La Croix. All we had was still water.
Yeah.
The embarrassment. Okay, so
we'll get our best people on it.
It's send her to the store.
We have a wagon. We can send her to the store with the wagon now.
Just write a note on the front of the
$20.
Please fill with La Croix.
Clip $5 to the front of it.
Okay. So each player is going to get their own coral board and 3 sand dollars or points. And then you're going to put 3 cards face up in a supply, and then you're just going to put the deck face up next to it. In addition to the coral pieces. So on your turn, you have 2 options. First option is you can pick up a card. Second option is you can play a card. First option, if you take a card, if you take one of the 3 cards that are just out, you just pick up the card and then you refill. That was easy. If you want the card that's on top of the deck, however, you have to pay 1 point to the lowest valued card that is out currently. And then if someone in the future was to take that card, they would gain that point. So that is why we start the game with 3 points. Okay? So that's taking cards. Then playing cards. Now this is fairly tricky. When you play the card, you gain the coral depicted on the card, and you put it anywhere you want on your board. It has to go on one of the squares. They don't need to be adjacent. They can be adjacent. They can be orthogonal. It doesn't matter. You just, can't put it out of your reef. You're building in your reef. Okay? That's it. That's all you're doing.
Sorry, is it Journey? Journey's stuck in my head now. Anywhere you want it, that's the way you put it. Anywhere you want it. No.
They didn't say that's where you put it, though. It's any way you want it, any way you need it, isn't it?
Well, but...
Okay.
It's an adaptation.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get a YouTube copyright strike.
Thank you.
So I gotta change the lyrics.
Okay. So after you place the coral, you may score the pattern at the bottom of the card. So every card has a different pattern on it, and there's no repeats of any patterns, okay? But every possible pattern exists. So for example, this is for purple/blues. These are really purple in real life, but they look blue on camera. Sorry. So this is 4, right? And you can see the 4 yellows here. There's also going to be one that's 4 reds and one that's 4 greens, right? So every like version of a pattern exists somewhere in the deck. So when you see one like this, where there's more than one coral, that means that it just needs to be grouped on your reef such that from the top-down perspective, it matches that pattern. So this is, there needs to be 4 purples clustered together like that anywhere in your reef. And it doesn't matter that the stacks of reef are different heights, right? You only care about the top-down perspective. So if I had this card, I would get 6 points for this one. In addition, I picked a tricky pattern. If I had this card and I played it, right, I would get 2 greens and I could put them wherever. And then I can score multiple times every time I have that pattern. I'm shooting at the dog.
Hey.
Xena Reno, no. Work on your chewy.
Hey,
Xena,
work on your chewy.
what's your chewy? So close. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So I would score once for this cluster,
and
and then I would score once for this cluster, so I get 12 points for this. Okay? If I had a situation like this does not count as 2 clusters. No bueno. You cannot use a section or a piece of coral twice for the same card. Not allowed. But you can use a card multiple times for different pieces of coral. So there's that. So that's how scoring generally works. The pattern ones, the cube is a bad example, but the pattern ones you can rotate whatever way you need. So for example, we have this 3-1 right here. This would qualify for this pattern, or this would qualify for that pattern because it's rotated 90 degrees. That's totally fair. If it was a straight pattern like this one, you can rotate it 90 degrees any way that's valid. You can't be a smartass and be like, I'm gonna rotate 30 degrees and now it works. Doesn't work that way.
I'm bad at math. I was gonna say that was a 90-degree rotation. Or I was gonna say it was a 180-degree rotation. It's totally a 90-degree rotation.
So there's that.
Bad at math.
Certain patterns have numbers on them. So this one says that any color coral stacks, but exactly of height 2. So what that means is I don't care what color's on top because it's a wild, but they just need to be 2 high. So these both would qualify for this card. There are versions of this card that are for each possible color in the deck, and we'll see those. Unless it specifies a number, you don't care about the height. The only limitation is you can't go over 4. So the max height of your coral is 4. There's a couple numbers as well where it says plus. So it'll be like 2+. And so that just means, here we go. So this one means that you need, for every pattern where a purple is adjacent, or a purple is diagonally adjacent to a 2, and both of those stacks are of height 2 or more. That's what the 2+ means. Okay, and you need to have a purple on top and a yellow on top in those adjacencies. You would score 5 points. So that's what it means. And you'll see them as we play. The only other type of card is this card. So this means that for my highest green tower, anywhere on my stack, I'll get 2 points for every yellow that's adjacent anywhere around it. So if I completely surround it, I will get 16 points. So there's that. And when there's one of those for every possible color combo in the game. Okay.
All right. For those of you in chat, rise and shine. Don't forget your booties because it's cold out there today.
Boogie.
What is this, Miami Beach?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks, John.
Sorry.
You're all awful people and I'm out of beer. Okay.
You're out of Czech style Pilsner from...
Yeah, Bowie. It's a Portland... It's a Osteria... Ichi. It's Osteria, Oregon.
Yep.
And Steve...
I only buy Bowie for my favorite gull.
You didn't buy it at all.
just-
Steve is drinking 2 Towns Marion Berry.
Maid Marian is an awesome pun and an awesome cider from 2 Towns. Because it's blackberry.
Ichi!
Marion
Ichi!
blackberries.
Hush. I think... Hey. Ichiko. Ichi. Alright, I went first last time, and I don't want to do that again.
Wait, Angela, how do other people say buoy? Because we totally do it. I guess it rhymes with...
Boy?
Boy? Boy?
How do you say
I guess,
buoy?
I guess it rhymes with gooey, although I've never thought of that. Like a gooey buoy. I guess that's how I pronounce it.
Bowie?
Boy?
Boy?
Buoy.
Boy. She pronounced it boy, but there's a U in it.
So people say it like boy. Okay, I didn't know some people say buoy.
Boo.
Ignore you.
Boo.
Buoy.
Buoy.
Boy.
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 Let's play this game. Let's play this game.
All right.
Whose turn is it?
You're who last swam in a Reef?
I know, but that was... we already played one of those games.
No, who last grew up in Florida?
Oh, yeah. Who last went swimming?
Actually, you.
Steve got out of the river a lot. No, I didn't go today.
No, but you fell into the river last.
No, I didn't.
When we were
Oh my goodness. I tried to tip Steve in the river so many times. I was on an inner tube and he was on a paddleboard, and at one time he like bumped into me with the front of the paddleboard, and there's a handle on the front and he hadn't fallen in yet. So I just like lifted it up, and at one point I'm literally all the way under. It's an 11-foot paddleboard, and I had to be 7 feet down the thing, and he's holding onto the handle at the back, and he's like, he says, I've ridden the bull for 2 minutes at the bar. I can do the
Nice.
And I don't know if you guys do this. I've had like lung problems, and so I'm laughing really hard. And I'm like, I have lung problems. And so it literally got to the point where like he out-stamina'd me because I could not breathe anymore for trying to tip my husband into the river while he held on like it was a bunking Bronco.
To be fair, you had the hard job. You're trying to lift me up while in the water.
Yeah, I was in an inner tube. I was like using my feet, like I was like walking the board, and then at one point I just like kicked my feet as hard as I could. Still would not go in. Anyway.
So
Okay.
you went swimming last.
Great, I'll go first. I hate everyone. This game is totally different now that we're
really
playing it
is.
right. Oh my gosh.
There's some tough decisions.
Oh, actually, Angela, I think we say buoyancy, right?
Buoyancy. Yeah, buoyancy. Yeah. But buoyancy and is spelled different.
No,
than
it's
buoy.
spelled the same. Buoyancy.
No, buoyancy. You switch the B-O with boy, because a buoy is
B-O-U?
Yeah. Oh no, it's not.
It is
No, it's
yeah,
not.
That's right.
Buoyancy. Oh gosh.
Buoy.
Angela,
My life has changed.
You got us. Buoyancy and buoy. Wow.
My life has been changed forever. On that delightful note, I will
it's like
take
all
this
the
back.
rest of the way we say English, where words will be spelled the same and pronounced completely
Uh-huh.
differently. Totally arbitrary.
Steve had great buoyancy. My mom and I were so angry because I fell off. I was trying to do a thing called pivot turns because I'm trying to get really good at paddleboarding right now. And it's a thing where you submerge the back half of your board, and so you have one foot that's like ankle deep in water, and then you like spin your board around. And I'm just trying to get really good at balancing on the board to do it right. And I just kept falling. I don't even know how many times I fell in, but I fell in enough that I was just like in the life jacket. I was just floating. I'm like, I'm done. So, my mom was trying to stand. She fell in a couple times. She was done.
And then I was practicing just walking on the board.
And I could not get him in the water, even forcefully.
You kept making like Mr. Miyagi Karate Kid jokes.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Really?
Yeah, all I did was take a card.
Could you not have improved the situation?
I get that a lot.
There's a lot of purple right now.
There's a lot of, I'll take one of those.
Angela just blew everybody's mind.
Yeah.
Chozo's like,
I can't even.
yeah. Also, I don't really say this a lot because this hasn't been an issue, but we've got some new people in the chat. If I get your pronoun wrong, I'm really sorry. I try to remember people's pronouns when they come in and let me know. But if we miss pronoun you, just let me know. We will try to remember you for future. I also go gender neutral when I don't know. So, there's that. have 4 cards, which means I have to play one.
Which means you have to give up the ability to score one. Da, da, da,
Things
da.
got interesting.
I'm gonna play this one.
Insert
Well,
dramatic
no, but when
chipmunk
you
here.
play one normally, you would give up the ability to score one. But now it's
But now you're like, now you could get both.
Yeah. Need 2 reds.
Chozo is a he. Chozo prefers he.
I'm gonna do 2 green. Ah! 2 Grooters.
Did I grease them before we started playing?
Wasn't that his name in Die Hard? Gruder? Maybe not. The villain. Gruber. Hans Gruber. I'm
Okay.
playing 2 Grubers. Hans Grubers. Yeah, it's weird because Google usually does like a full name and it's easier, but.
This game was supposed to be quicker.
Yeah.
Now that we're not cheating.
No, doing that one. 2 greens. Now you know what it's like to be me and not cheat.
I'm gonna do that and do 2 reds.
I also did 2 reds.
Oh, wait, could I have scored that one?
No.
No, I don't think I could.
Nope.
Nope.
It's a new ball game. Folks.
It is a new ball game. There's no balls involved.
You just went, John?
I am done.
Actually, it's not a new ball game at all. It's not a ball game.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No balls.
Would you say it's the 8th inning and we're down 4 runs with 3 people on
I'm gonna do that
bases?
for 2 purple, and I can score 2 points for my single.
Very nice.
2 seconds.
And 1 out.
Do that.
It's a baseball situation.
Yeah. There's baseball things happening.
Yeah.
It's the wrong season. Football/soccer is what's happening right now. Making baseball references.
How would you do that?
It's the wrong season for that.
Oops.
David says Grand Slam. That's right, Grand Slam. Always do the Grand Slam when you can.
I like the Grand Slam. It's okay. I mean, I don't really need the sausage and the bacon, if we're honest.
That just
Yeah,
reminds me.
it's a treat.
Yeah.
You don't have it every
That's
day,
true.
but
When I played Little League, I was usually so bad. The expectations were so low, right? Like when I get up to bat, everybody's like, "Okay, he's just gonna get some outs," right?
Yeah.
So the one time I did a Grand Slam was awesome. The whole team was like, "We expected you to strike out, and you got the one Grand Slam." Like when expectations are low and you exceed them, life's great.
I mean,
That's
I feel like
the moral. That's the moral.
That's like the slogan for Denny's now.
That's also the slogan for the real Grand
you
Slam.
lower your standards.
Robert says he honestly does need the sausage and bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wrap the sausage with the bacon.
Their bacon is either too crisp and you can't do that, or it's not crisp enough and you don't want to do that.
All right, Tiffany turn.
Oh, interesting.
Twitch keeps lagging, huh?
Eggs over my hammy. I really like their scrambles. That's where I'm at right now.
Or their skillets.
They're skillets.
The
that's it.
skillets
They're
that they've been
skillets
doing, those are like not super greasy and like pretty
They-
decent.
can be, but they're not typically. Wonder what card Tiffany picked up.
Wonder what
I know,
Steve
right?
and Tiffany are doing.
I have no idea. What are you two doing over there? Up to no good.
That's bad for me right now.
It's probably not a great idea.
Yeah, you place coral first and then score. And you may score, but you must place the coral. Do 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 do
Oh, okay. Like this one. A green and a red.
I've seen that, Kabuki. So Kabuki says that she saw a Die Hard where the audio from the gunshots was muted halfway through the movie because the censors maybe had a limit on the number of bullets that could be fired, and they hit the limit for network TV. And I've totally seen that version of Die Hard, and I thought there was something wrong with my
so it's just like
my TV.
Silent?
Well, when there's a shot, yeah. So they they edited out the number of gunshots.
I guess they weren't good with computers yet, where they could just put like little like smiley faces or little like bang flags.
Well, no, but
like,
it's an audio.
Yeah, I know that.
Not a visual.
Yeah, birds chirping.
Is it?
Dogs barking.
Dogs barking.
I know.
There you go.
I know Tiffany's definitely done that when I've let out a couple swears.
That is
in vlogs.
I use dog barks to cover cuss words in vlogs.
Because they don't usually happen, but every now and then there's like...
I'm gonna score the... Or I'm gonna get 2 yellows for it. You do the thing first, then score.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I guess it's in the order that it is on the card.
Do that, and then I'm gonna score that twice.
Now I want to go to Denny's. We don't have any eggs. I can't make brunch for dinner.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, brunch for dinner?
It really is.
Tiffany turn.
Okay, well I have to play that one for 2 purples. Yay.
Yeah, stuff with like censors or rules like that, or like me, I work at a bank, compliance. It's so funny because people like, it's so hard to comply with stuff that people just do the minimum, not because like they're trying to just skate by, but like the movie is still violent. We're just muting the gunshots.
Kabuki Kid is one person, but everywhere. Kabuki is all presence. Kabuki's omnipresent. That's the word. Yep. Omnipresent. Omnipresent.
I hate, okay. A red and a yellow.
I can finally score this. I can finally score this. My mom discussed with me this morning that she met somebody else that sings randomly like I do. And I was like, I think it has to do with growing up on Disney movies. Like, legitimately. Because from a very, very, very young age, I just grew up with movies that was like, it was totally normal to break into song.
Yeah.
So now I break into song occasionally. And sing what I do.
When I snorkel, I just start humming Under the Sea. That's weird. I am gonna place... Oh, right, because I can do both. I'm gonna place 2 poiples.
Weeple.
My foibles with poiples. Which is interesting, because you have to place the things on the card that don't mess up your scoring.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna get... Thank you, John.
What is the best classic Disney movie, then? Oh, my God. That's not a fair question.
It's like, whichever era you grew up in. Because, like, for me, it's probably, like, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and probably Sleeping Beauty.
I don't know. I really like Robin Hood.
Robin
that
Hood,
was not my era.
good.
Yeah.
I grew up, Mary Poppins was my jam. Aladdin and Mary Poppins.
Apparently when I was 3, I asked my parents to rewind the dragon scene in Sleeping Beauty about like 20 times in a row before they basically just gave up. It was like, no, I want to see it again.
Now
like,
I want to see
the
the dragon scene to see what that says about your psyche.
It's so good. It's the one where the witch is defeated and then she morphs into the dragon. And apparently as a 3-year-old, that was awesome. Like you fall off a cliff or whatever, spoilers, and turn into a dragon.
Kabuki Kid says that she's an online AI designed to go exclusively to board gaming shops and replicates virally.
Oh, so you're like...
That explains so much.
Is it Eliza? The one that like asks clarifying questions? It's my turn. This one. My brain is hurting now.
Wait.
Wait, what did I
that
do?
was the card I just played. I was like, I could score so many points. I have that. It's because it's the card I just played.
That's what I played.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Yeah, accidentally or intentionally breaking into song is awesome, and other people that say otherwise are just jealous.
They are jealous. It's true.
Because either you like know the right song, or you're clever enough to come up with one in the moment that applies.
But like, I can't do it on the spot. Like I just do it.
That reminds me, when I was in like middle or high school, there was an improv game we'd play. And I think it was probably from Whose Line Is It Anyway, that was called That Sounds Like a Song Cue. And like someone would be like you'd just be doing a skit, and someone would say that sounds like a song cue, and the other person would have to kick off a song just like off the top of their head.
That was a mini game, yeah.
So much fun.
It's like someone says stop, I say collaborate and love it. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. You have to.
Right.
You're contractually obligated as someone who grew up in
To two yellows and then a purple and a green.
Do that one and do that one.
Yeah.
We did not talk about how Chozo says that his his breakfast place he likes is the Waffle House.
Wait, did I? Oh,
which I
didn't actually.
I've never been to a good Waffle House.
9 points.
Nice.
I've only been to like the gross Waffle Houses that like you're wondering how are they still open and functioning as a business. So yeah.
John, did you just go again? Sorry. And then figured my thing out, and then yeah, you just went.
I bought this card. I did a point down to pick up a card.
And then, okay, so
now it's back to Steve.
So I'm gonna place 2 yellows here.
Yeah, Robert, you're with me. Waffle House.
Score that for 3 points.
Also, what happened with IHOP flipping their stupid P to a B? Did that stick? IHOP.
Yeah.
I guess it's just because like people don't go out for breakfast anymore. They only go out for
every
dinner.
time we go to IHOP, it's like I love IHOP. The only reason we don't eat at IHOP, I'll tell you why. The only reason we don't eat at IHOP all the time is they mix flour into their eggs to make them fluffier.
Pancake batter.
Seriously?
Yeah. Their eggs are so fluffy because they mix pancake batter into it, and so he cannot eat their eggs because they're not gluten free.
Yeah, which is cool.
He can get like Sunnyside or something like that. But
fried eggs.
Yeah.
And usually I do Sunnyside or whatever anyway. But.
Okay, anyway, I'm gonna do 2 green someplace.
Can I control Z slightly? I was in
No,
okay.
You've cheated so many times already. We're also already on our 2nd game, so.
Yep.
So then I can score 6 points.
The implication is that I cheated so badly. Yep. We had to play again.
I'm gonna put this down. There.
Original pancake house is
good. And then I'll get 8 points.
I am going to take.
What's your favorite place in Portland?
Slappy cakes.
Slappy cakes. When you sit at the bar, you gotta
go.
Kids.
You gotta go early, and you can't bring your daughter because they'll want to sit at the table with the pancake thing, and then it just you have to.
They open at 9, and the line starts early. So usually by the time you get there. Yeah. There's enough seats to fit everybody that's in line, but then usually you can still get a seat at the bar. So that's basically the trick: is we can reliably get seats
at the bar.
If you're not having a making experience.
Yes. Oh, they're not changing IHOP for real. Okay, that's good because that was a stupid thing.
Oh, was that? Oh, that was just a marketing thing. Okay.
I think they tried it and then they realized it was, and then they got the backlash and they were like, cancel everything.
Or it's like the bad press thing. Like, let's just make everybody really angry to make them realize how much they appreciated us. That's like a really manipulative relationship thing.
Yeah, it's abusive.
Like, I'm gonna do something just to get attention from my spouse, but not intentionally, just so that they'd pay attention to me. For those of you in a relationship,
abusing us right now? Is that what we just learned?
You have other breakfast places.
You do. You do. Oh
we should always stream a game once and then just
and then just yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Huh. I was also mad about that.
Chozo was also mad. That's good. That's good.
Chozo was mad. I was mad. Okay. The new Coke strategy. Yeah, was new Coke a long con? Like, we'll see.
I think Xena's not gonna need dinner because she's just powering through that Chewy. Dim Reefs. Hey, trash.
No.
What? Oh, why do I keep doing that? Because I'm like, this is the jerk.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't even realize I did it the first time.
Yeah. And you got Tiffany so excited.
Thought I almost had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay. It's cool. Like, just sudden gasps for breath are totally normal. I'm gonna do this one to get 2 reds.
What was when we were on our way to? Was it Reno? We went to that. There's like a pizza place that was a chain.
2 points.
In like
Abby's Pizza.
Abby's Pizza. It was a chain in maybe like Northern California, like north of.
It's
like,
in Northern California
Fresno,
and Southern Oregon.
It's called Abby's Pizza, and they had a big sign outside that said, like, you know, breakfast. And, like, they did a decent, like, 24-hour diner-style breakfast as a pizza place. Like, we were pretty impressed, because, like, we almost went to a breakfast place that was, like, basically completely empty and nobody was there. And we were like, well, there's a bunch of people in the Abby's Pizza parking lot. So we turned around and went, is it my turn?
Oh, yes. I'm done.
But yeah, that was a happy surprise. I am gonna play this. Play 2 oranges and then score the greens. So I will do that. And then score 7 greens for 7 points. It's almost like it's a different
John
game.
took the thing I wanted.
Yay.
2 yellows. The point of the game is to score points, right?
How much is 5
I'm gonna
kilograms
Get 2.
in pounds?
So like
5 kilos? Isn't a pound 1.6 kilos? No, a kilo is 2.2 pounds. That's
so
right.
it's like
Yeah.
That's totally
A
believable.
mile is 1.6 kilometers. A kilo is 2.2 pounds, I think.
Angela says she put on 5 kilograms in the U.S. in 6 weeks. I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because when people say their weight in kilos, it always seems like half.
I 100% believe that because America.
No, like
America.
you go out to eat and you get giant plates, and like if you're
Portions are
if you're on vacation,
huge.
you can only really eat plates, and you have nowhere to put the to go usually. So
When we go to Germany, we usually lose weight at Essen, and that's with eating out literally every
2.205.
meal. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
is it my turn?
I'm going to
Germany.
eventually. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, our
Okay.
portions are out of control, and food waste is a huge problem. Like if you, I think the majority of food waste, I think I remember saying, is actually produce in supermarkets because they
Yes.
toss it out when it gets bruised.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which is funny because there's still a lot of food
Well, because
wastage.
Americans won't buy it. That's
Just
why they
ridiculous.
toss it out. Like they toss it because people won't buy it.
2 yellows and then score something I can't score. Oh, actually doing that.
My turn. My turn. I'm gonna play that one to get 2 red corals. Don't know what I'm doing with them. But I got them. I'm gonna put them down someplace. I mean, they're down technically.
Just set it down anywhere.
I'll do that, I guess. And then, I get 8 points.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's true. A lot of people
Two
basically
purples.
grew up in like the Clean Plate Club, and like
That's
you
me.
can't shake that. Like if you grew up as part of the Clean Plate Club, like always
2,
clearing
3,
your plate,
4,
like
12.
you just can't. You will just always be a plate clearer. that was
Robert Perdona wants to know,
2
should he
purple,
pick up
and then-
Lorenzo Il Magnifico for $34 even though he already has Grand Austria? What is your player count that you normally play at?
Let me do that. So it's a green surrounded by.
I really like Lorenzo. So it's not very too.
Yeah, that was our problem with it,
Yeah.
is it just didn't work at 2
The
players.
expansion is fantastic.
So
Is it?
6 times
Yeah,
2
and maybe
is
it would
12.
work for 2.
Tiffany turn.
You know what?
I don't.
It is my turn. This turn.
However.
It's a different play style completely from Grand Austria.
It is, yeah.
So if you have the player count,
Did you just go, John?
it might be worth it.
2 green.
Chozo, I was raised in, I'm an 87 and I was raised in a clean plate family. So I actually legit have a problem with clean plate problems syndrome. unless I know I can put it in a to-go container
No,
and like
1, 2,
store
3.
it. But I have the problem where
So
it's like when I
8.
eat and there's just like not enough to be a full portion, right? And so you're like, well, it's not worth saving, but you can't throw it away. And then, yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. Hey, Netters.
Yeah, and if those of you are watching live, or sorry, if those of you are watching recorded, YouTube obviously doesn't get the Twitch chat, and everybody in Twitch chat, or we have a lot of fun with everybody in Twitch chat, so if you can watch us live and you want to, it is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Steve's in a happier place this week because he's doing all the marketing pimp stuff for me.
I'm also on my second Maid Marian.
He says while taking a swig.
Two Town Cider Company, folks. As the sticker on my phone that Tiffany got me says, live life like someone left the gate open. I think I just said that as an excuse to drink, which is probably not responsible.
I'm gonna take a yellow and purple, but not score anything.
I think, Netters, that picture of me and Gizmo is on our fridge, and it is one of my favorite pictures. So,
Yeah.
thank you for facilitating.
My
and
mom
taking
saw
that.
it this weekend and wanted her own copy of it because it's such a great picture of Steve. He's tired and he's with friends and he's holding a cute burb, and so he's happy. It's a great picture.
Story of this game is you take a card and it reveals an awesome card.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the story of the game.
Hey. If
Hey,
the
Mitch!
card isn't that awesome. Oh, that means it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
The...
No, that, I wasn't doing that. 'Cause that but, yeah. It's got-
Steve.
Steve.
So that goes there. That green goes there. And then actually, no, that green goes here. And then we score all 3 highs, which is just 2 for me, so that's 4 points.
Okay, hang on, Zizi. Can you ring the bell, Zizi? We're trying to transition Xena from barking to bell ringing. It's not going well. I'm gonna do that. And then adjacent twos. I have 2 of them. Because they have to be exactly 2 and they have to be orthogonally adjacent. So I get 4 points. So I'll do this.
Okay, that. Purples are getting low.
Getting low.
It's a
Easy.
diagonal 2+ on red and yellow, and I have 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this 25?
Very nice, John.
Thank you.
Very nice. Your success just makes what I'll have to do that much harder.
What are you gonna do? Are you in the game?
How many points do you Has anybody been tracking
Yeah,
Steve's
seriously.
like cards and points?
I don't know. I look down and there's a bunch of points. All right. Plays 2 reds.
Hi, cutie. Hello. Xena is long enough that I am petting her butt on this side of the chair and her head on this side of the chair, but she's low enough that she can just go under the chair.
And then 3s. So
Aw.
that's 8 points.
You haven't ended it.
No.
You took that just because I looked at it, didn't you?
Well, you revealed it.
Tiffany's
Yeah.
pretty good at eye tracking.
Well, no, actually, like,
Oh, not at all.
that's fine.
We're all fine here. How are you?
Everything is awesome.
Everything
Things
is cool
when you're horrible. Was that really a firework? Or was that someone dropping like a couple 2x4s on some other
Didn't sound like
2x4s?
fireworks.
Yeah.
I think that was someone dropped a stack of 2x4s.
Yeah. Let's do this. Okay.
Alright, well...
Oh, there's the game ender. We found it.
I mean, it's been there for a turn or two.
Yep.
You, I think, even put a thing on it.
If you've ever wanted a good cider that tastes like blackberry.
What's the percentage in that?
Doesn't matter when you've had 2 of them. 6%.
You're at 12%. That's how that works,
Is that how
right?
percentages work?
Yep.
Ooh.
Damn it, Kairos. Damn it.
I get that a lot.
Is he gonna play it? Yeah, for me. Is he gonna play it, or is he gonna...
You started? You started. Ah, damn.
She was the one that went snort.
Alright, I'm gonna do that, and then I'll get 8 points.
Jacob is planning a trip to the U.S. and
I'll
needs to
do
do some research. Jacob,
this
where are you
then.
coming from?
Ooh, Rule is coming to Portland next week.
Rule?
Rule, I don't know how to say his name. We're gonna meet him and his wife for a
My
meetup
turn?
at game night.
Yep.
What did I want? This. So play 2.
Ah, you bastard. Sorry.
2 of
Our board game,
these.
our
Wait.
our
And then I
breakfast,
score
bed,
1
and
for
board games is
1,
coming
2,
along
3,
nicely.
4. What was that? 4 points.
Our 3B. My mom
Tiffany
test
turn.
run it. Test run it.
Test rundell?
Test
That doesn't
run.
make any sense.
I'm gonna do this one, and I'll do that. And ooh, get off, and that. Which I score 6 points. Is this yours or mine? It's mine now.
Probably yours.
I think it's yours.
My
Your
turn
money
now?
is getting
Yep.
a little out of hand.
Hey,
Can
your money's getting a little out of hand.
Can we just...
Consolidate.
Yeah, so this is 10, this is 10, this is 10. He's got
There's a 10.
30 right here.
There's a 10.
There you go.
I don't know what happened.
You got excited. Whoa, motorcycle. Motorcycle.
Wait, did you? Yeah. Thanks.
GG.
Hey. Hey.
Zizi, you're done.
Is it?
Whose turn is it?
We just
What
murdered
was
his
the last thing you
points.
did?
I got points, and then I was like, is this your point or my point? And then
Card.
John took a turn
Probably my turn. Though.
Yeah.
while I messed with your points.
So I'm gonna play this card,
Boo.
which is 2 poipoles.
Jacob's coming to Portland!
And then 4 points.
If you wanna meet up
'cause
and
I
play
have
games.
1 L.
Game night. We meet people at game night because it's a bar. You don't have to get alcohol. Angela went there. They have a great play library and you can sit and play. But the only problem with this is they only open. On weekdays they open at 4 p.m. So.
Also, it's either a $4 or $5 cover, which is totally reasonable for cafes and board game
Their library is really
Bars.
good too.
And yeah, it's a good bar.
So,
Did we
game's over.
game? God. That's fine. I can
So,
score
I got-
this once. I could have
got
gotten
9.
it twice.
Wait, oh, you started, so I just ended the game.
Yes.
Oh, that was the boo. I scored this 1 line for 4, and then I score that cube for 6. So 10 points.
My name is Steve and I'm an awful person.
That's not my jingle.
Well, a much higher score.
That's good.
Yeah, this is
I got
when
a
you get to
little
score
lower.
points on your cards.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a higher
odd.
score. What's happening to my points?
They're going lower but higher at the same time.
It's that whole I have less things, but 50, 70, 80, 89? Yep, 89.
Somebody in the chat will tell us if you cheated.
Somebody in the chat will be like, actually, Steve.
89. You said.
89.
73.
Boosh. Steve
All
wins.
Good game, everybody.
What did you get? 20, 40.
I got 62. And that's me.
It's weird. I haven't been able to win
The correct way. 45 minutes.
Very nice.
To be to be taught and played.
Was that quicker
And
with
chat.
with a lot of diversions talking to chat? I think it was quicker
Yes.
and with higher point totals, which makes sense.
Yep. So, this is our first game playing it correctly, but our fourth game playing. And I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I want to say I like it more than Azul, but
I like the correct rules better.
I like the teach and I like the play better than Azul. Like it's simpler.
It really is.
Well, there's less state like phases. Like in Azul, it's set stuff up and knock it down, and like the counting, because it's Azul is Quirkle scoring, but you do it kind of all at once.
Which I always have to explain to people, and then I always have to like do it for them during the game, unless they've played Quirkle or something like that. So that's kind of a frustration. In this one, like it's we taught it to my mom when she was super brain dead and tired, and she just got it and she liked it. So, yeah.
One thing I'll say also is having played it 4 times, even though we played it wrong, seeing the distribution of the types of things on the cards helps, because you can, you know what not to like build yourself in a corner into. Like I can.
That's still easy to teach though.
No, it's still easy to teach, but I just mean like I feel like we benefited from those early games just by knowing what cards are in the deck. So like going into this, playing it with the regular rules, we're like, okay, like I might want to set up so that I could prep for a diagonal yellow in case one comes up. So like I feel like getting that second or third play and knowing what's in the deck
because the game plays so quick and setup is so simple.
Did we use all the reds?
No, there were 4 in the bag, weren't there?
Nope.
Well, that was Steve's job.
and I cheated after all. You wonder why we never ran out of red? Well, here you go. For those of you in chat that have already left a comment saying we did set up wrong, we got you. Damn it. This is 7 times 4.
Ooh,
That's
Portland!
28.
Angela said that she likes Portland.
Yay, Portland is cool.
Portland is kind of low stress, and things are fairly close to each other, either by like public transit or like taxi or car share.
Which is funny.
For visiting.
I've lived here my whole life, and for a long time we had this invisible barrier of the river. And it was like, oh god, it's so hard to go downtown. Just like, I really want to make the journey downtown. And
I did the English tutorial voiceover feature for Nimble. Sorry, that was
But I think as far as the river barrier goes, like I feel like if you're visiting and you're already taking cabs or whatever, it's not as big of a deal. But when you live here, I think it's still.
Yeah.
I totally have the river barrier, but it's worse because the bridge that we normally take over has been under construction for forever. Yeah, and right now it's even worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
When we were eating at food carts on the other side of the river this weekend after doing the 4T trail, which is awesome if you're going to visit because you take 4 modes of transportation. 2 groups of people that were both visiting were one that lived there and one was visiting were talking, and they had both taken the light rail to the food carts because they were like, yeah, there's no reason I would drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't...
Like, they were separately like, yeah, no, I wouldn't drive across the river.
We have Car2Go here in Portland. It's a car share renting service. And they used to be tiny, adorable smart cars.
I know, I miss those.
I know. Steve and I would rent a smart car, take it downtown, do whatever we wanted downtown, and if we were sober enough or conscious enough, we would just rent one and drive back.
Yeah.
Because they were the smart cars, so they're small, so you could park them anywhere. Because in Portland, the city has a deal where you can park smart cars anywhere as long as it's a legal spot. You don't have to pay for parking.
Car2Go's, yeah.
Car2Go, yeah. But the smart cars were so small, like, there's those weird gaps where, like, some jerk didn't pull far enough or, you know, whatever, and so there's, like, a normal-sized car can't fit. But with the smart car, you could just be like, da-da-da, and then it was free parking, and it was great.
They were so zippy.
They were fun, and then they got rid of them.
Little go-karts. I think what Car2Go said was, like, they were all starting to wear out.
Oh.
They're very expensive.
I mean, they're also owned by BMW, but they were all starting to wear out, and the new smart cars from Europe we're electric and we don't have the infrastructure in
Right.
America. And they're like, we'd love to have them, but charging them would be such a pain that
makes
we
a lot of
can't.
sense.
So that's what they said. It's like
Okay.
we wanted to,
I feel better about
but
that.
because like Smart just wasn't making gas versions that could be sold
Yep.
in America of the new kind. So that's what they
Yeah.
said.
That'll be
Jacob,
heavy.
depending on when you're coming to Portland, bikes are great here. There's lots of bike lanes, lots of bike routes,
Lots of bike shares.
lots of bike
Yeah.
shares. However, if it's bike season, it is awful, and or if it's rain season, you will be wet and drenched, and it's sort of awful, and people don't look as much as they should when it's raining.
Yep.
So I wouldn't recommend it if you come in the rainy season. But the public transportation system here is fantastic.
Yeah, and they recently upgraded
We
it.
sold our second car because it was so good.
They recently upgraded it with like the swipe passes, like NFC things, or if you can basically pay for a day pass and it works all day, like on your thingy.
Good night, Netters.
Yeah, we tell people that the whole year is a rainy season in Portland, so that the like.
Don't do
Sorry,
it.
it's rainy all year in
We'll
Portland.
kick you out.
It's
raining
really
always.
miserable. It's actually raining right
it's
now.
Literally,
You just
it's
can't
just
do
my
it.
mom. Yeah, no, but November is the rainy season. So my mom came in November last year, and she said that she learned the difference between water resistant and waterproof on that trip to Portland. So
It used to be spring was the rainy season, but it hasn't been happening.
spring
Not
ended
since you
early
moved
this
here.
year. Yeah.
Sorry, it's just really coming down. Wouldn't recommend visiting. Oh wow, yeah, that's thunder.
We don't get thunderstorms normal. It's really weird.
Weird.
Okay. Anyway, Reef. So, the chat is saying that it's kind of like Azul Light, which, yeah, I mean, maybe it's from a strategic like standpoint. Yes, I would say so. I think the gameplay is 100% different in regards to like what you're thinking about.
I think because it's not round based like Azul is, in Azul you can sort of analyze what and how many tiles people are going to need over the round, so you can sort of selectively choose them or gang up on someone to make sure that they don't get what they need to like end the game or to score. Whereas in this, it's just a market of cards, so I can block John from getting John's next card, but like I can't like strategically screw John for like the remainder of a round when there's only 4 or 5 rounds in the game. So I think it's maybe a little friendlier and less like dependent on what happens during a round, which I really like in Azul.
I think that you can be cutthroat with it if you start paying more attention. So like John saw that I wanted a card, and he might have wanted it too for himself, but he definitely took it and then knew that I was looking at it.
No,
so.
I mean, you can selectively do it, but John's not screwing you for like the whole rest of the round.
Yes.
Like it's not like a fifth of the game you're
true.
screwed for. So
So yeah, so I feel like the Bax's contents may differ from depiction on Box and are subject to change without notice. Okay. Wonder if they got a thing. Anyway,
when someone comes to your house and takes parts out of your game, you can't blame the company.
Night, Angela.
Yeah, good night.
So I feel like if you like Azul, but you feel like you want something a little bit more streamlined in regards to like just sitting up and playing, but still has the depth of thought, I feel like this game can have it. You are kind of sandboxed. You were sandboxed a lot more in this game because the player interaction is just the card drafting and then the limitation of the coral. So if you want something that's more player interactive, or you like the player interaction in Azul and you don't want less of that, then this might not work for you. But I think me, being me, I like a little less player interaction. So I actually like this more than Azul. But don't get me wrong, I like Azul. We gave Azul to my mom because she liked it way more. So we don't own Azul anymore, but it's still in the family. And this one will stick around for a while. I don't know if we'll get rid of it. I'm not like pushing it out the door like I do some games on stream. So we'll see how long it lasts. The official street date is Gen Con, I think, is the official release. And they were doing pre-orders on their website, planbgames.com or nextmovegames.com. I think they might have shut those down by now though. So there's that. Yeah. But
I think as far as I go, I like Azul a lot more because I really enjoy the drafting and paying attention to what other people want and are doing. I really like that element of Azul, and because this is kind of your normal card draft out of the market supply of stuff. Like it's cool, but I really enjoy playing against the other players that Azul has. So I think I personally like Azul way more.
It's just funny. I don't pay attention to that at all, and I beat you consistently on Azul.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that I have fun with in Azul is that the player interaction. However, I would say this is for me this is a play with the neighbors or play with the coworkers game. Whereas I feel like with Azul, I would kind of struggle with that. Oh, let me explain Quirkle scoring, or like let me explain what Quirkle scoring is.
I'm so over explaining Quirkle scoring. So
because if someone hasn't played Quirkle, you're like, okay, so when you place a thing, you score it, and then when you play the next tile, you score everything orthogonal. Yeah, it's a hard thing to explain, and this, especially playing it correctly, is you play a card and get the things, and then you score the thing on the bottom.
It's very simple.
Yeah, and it's much simpler to teach. So I would feel like this is a way better, like, play with other people game. But if you
more accessible, around the clock. And the cover is super engaging and pretty. They did that with Azul, and I think they're gonna pull it off with this one. So it's really great. But you can find out more at Next Move Games. I don't know if they actually have a website yet or not, but it's a subsidiary of Plan B Games, and it should be out at Gen Con. Pre-order your friendly local game store stuff and things. Yeah. Also, I don't know if this... Hey! Zena Reno. Alright, well, we're just gonna start pinching it. So we have a Patreon. I have a Patreon. Link down below in the doobly-doo or someplace else. It's patreon.com/theonetar. But we do a giveaway once a month at the beginning of the month for our Patreon supporters. If you back at the $5 level, you get a larger game. This month's giveaway game will be Century Eastern Wonders, which we streamed last week. So if you want a chance to win that, you just back me on Patreon for the $5 amount, and then just make sure that you back for the entire month so that the payment gets collected, because they don't actually do the payments until the end of the month. And once you get a receipt, you can keep being a supporter on Patreon to be entered into multiple raffles, but if you just wanted that raffle, that's how you get into just that one. So yeah, so there's that. And Zena,
hey.
Plan B Games also suggested that they might be interested in doing a Reef giveaway. They were like, yes, 100% on Eastern Winners. I don't know if they're going to do that with Reef or not, but if they will do that with Reef, we'll let you know. But that would be, if they did do that with Reef, that would be our August giveaway. So there's that. But if you're interested, the July giveaway is Century Eastern Wonders, which was last week's stream, which is now live on YouTube. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Other slight housekeeping. I've really been itching to play Zaya, which is a prerequisite for us actually streaming Zaya. So I will keep you up to date after the next time we have played it and I feel comfortable teaching it. And then it's gonna be a long time, guys. You're just saying we're on the road to a Zaya stream.
I'll play with you.
He's not gonna be here.
Well, no, not next week, but
Steve's
also
going away.
my goal is to stream Zaya before the Missions and Powers mini expansion that I backed on Kickstarter comes out in November.
You packed an expansion?
It's like $10.
We should not find out about what each other's been backing on Kickstarter live on the internet. It's just a bad idea. All right.
That's my goal, but
Thank you for tuning in and watching this stream of Reef. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like to see more on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, hit the heart to follow so you get notifications when we go live. Tuesdays around 7-ish, 7:30-ish. Sometimes we do Thursday streams, which are bonus streams. If you are watching in the future, thank you for watching this long. If you're watching live, thank you for hanging out with us. We had like a super lively chat tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, we love having you guys around. We love playing with you. We were talking to my mom. My mom came and she was like, "Weren't you guys going to stream tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm really tired. But I miss my chat friends. They're really great." But we were just really wiped. So yeah. But we'll see you all next week. Oh, Thursday. Steve's gone. But Tony Miller, our really good friend Tony, Bearded Rogue from Twitter, will be here, and I think he's going to come, and we might stream Thursday. It just kind of depends on how energy levels go, or we might go to John's house. We didn't tell you yet. To play games.
more revelations live on the internet.
Yeah. So, if you don't see us Thursday, just watch on Twitter. I'll tweet if we're going to do that. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next Tuesday for something in that stack.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay,
Kabuki
awesome.
says Zaya is best when you go full length, so I will remember that.
We will do that. Are we doing the bonus stream because we screwed up? What's your pumpkin o'clock?
We can do it.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a bonus stream.
Bonus,
Okay.
bonus
If
stream.
you want to watch a bonus stream of us playing Dragon's Breath, which is the winner of the Kinder Spiel des Jahres for 2018, stay tuned. Otherwise, we'll see you later.
Also, possibly the winner of the One-Tar Spiel des Jahres. It's a different category. It's not a real category.
It's not a real category. Okay,
The one-
goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Good night.